today's episode of Candid Kaya. Today, I'm going to be talking about a more sensitive topic. So I brought my friend Bianca here. She is a motivational speaker and founder of the Crying Voice Project, and we are going to be discussing suicide prevention. Stay tuned. So hello, Bianca.
Hey!
Thank you so much for coming on today's episode. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Bianca Danielle. I'm 30 years old. I currently reside here in Atlanta, Georgia, but I am originally from Texas. And I am the founder of the Crying Voice Project.
All right. So the Crying Voice Project is your nonprofit organization.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit on what that is and why were you motivated to start it?
Yes, so the Crying Voice Project, we deal with suicide rehabilitation and education and also anti-bullying in schools. So the majority of it is with the youth. We've tried to add a component for veterans as well, but right now we're really focusing on high school students and college entry-level students. The reason why I was motivated is my cousin killed herself in 2010. And I was the last person to talk to her. So it's been like, you know, just trying to juggle, like how to handle it as well as bringing awareness. And I'm also a double suicide survivor myself.
Okay. I heard you mention that you have a personal connection to suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So do you mind sharing about that?
No, not at all. So my cousin, Sydney Nicole, killed herself in 2010. There was no note that I didn't know about for about 6 years. I spoke to her 15 minutes before, and I was actually getting ready to go and like pick her up for tattoos because we love tattoos. And like there was no inkling or anything like that she let me know that, you know, she's in distress or anything. Like she was her normal, happy self. And I would never think at that point in 2010 that she would have killed herself because there was just, I mean, she's like the happiest person you'd ever meet and like very successful. But I guess, you know, whatever she was going through at the time, really just, she couldn't handle it anymore. And so she shot herself in my aunt's bathroom. And she had it all planned out, apparently. There was a note that I found out after 6 years that there was a note because I couldn't believe that it happened. Even 6 years later, like I couldn't believe that she would just do that. And my aunt finally told me that there was a note and I was like, you know, it really messed me up, you know, and then, so after it occurred, the suicide occurred. I do not say it, I say occurred because I want people to be aware of suicide is real. Is I was helping my family cope, you know, because I just graduated with a psychology degree and everybody's like, well, how do you deal? And I'm like, okay. And you know, you're not supposed to coach or like counsel your own family members because it's against ethical code. But I mean, my cousin just shot herself, you know, so I'm like, nobody wants to go see a therapist right now. Like, they don't even want anybody to know that that's how she died, you know? And it's crazy because I'm like, that's how she passed. Like, let's just pay homage to the way that she went. And so I started, you know, talking to my family about things and not realizing that I myself was like battling major depression. I'm a preacher's kid, so I live my life on trying to be perfect, you know, and the implications that people put on you as being a preacher's kid is like really tough, you know, and I love tattoos, I love music, I like to wear my shorts, I like to be normal. And I just lived a life of trying to be perfect and I didn't realize how depressed I was. And so with her killing herself, it just made me just more and more in depths of depression to where I'd be in the shower pulling my own hair out. Like it was just that much stress on me. I would try and call her days and days later and she wouldn't answer the phone. Of course, she wasn't here. And so I was in a serious car accident in 2011. This is a couple of months after she killed herself. And I lost my job shortly after that. And I just couldn't take it anymore. I was frustrated. I went to therapy and they didn't do a good job. And I just was struggling. And so that was my first attempt. And then my second attempt was when I moved to Atlanta. Dating a guy, it just didn't work out. And I didn't know anybody. So I moved out and got my own place and just trying to, you know, pick myself up from a horrible relationship. And I just found myself back in the same spot again. And, you know, it both were unsuccessful attempts, which I'm glad about because that's how Crying Voice Project was developed. So.
Well, I'm glad they were not successful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Bianca, thank you for sharing those stories.
Sure.
In your opinion, is it possible to prevent suicide?
No. That's a tough one. I mean, you know, mental health is always going to be around.
Right.
And I feel like people, and it's sad because people don't give the respect to mental health as they should.
Right.
If you're sick, you're going to go to the doctor. If you have a toothache, you're going to go see the orthodontist. Like, you go and heal everything else but your mental health. And mental health is real. People are suffering from bipolarism, schizophrenia, major depression, major stress. And I hear people say all the time, it could be worse. And I'm like, yeah, it could be, but you don't know they're worse. So if this is what they're going through right now, like, support them. And so, no, I don't think that suicide is preventable. I think that we can help, but there's just people who, even if they get help, they're just in their mind ready to go. And once they get to that state, it's very hard to get them out. Yeah.
I can see. Next question. What are some reasons that people commit suicide or attempt to commit suicide?
Ooh, that's tough. A lot of reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of things
I know
you think. A lot of things you think that people wouldn't. But what I've seen lately with working with kids right now is bullying. Bullying is a big thing, and it's real, and it takes a lot of people out. Like last year, there was a 6th grade girl at Stone Mountain Middle School, bullied for months, and she decided to fight back. And the day she fought back, she got suspended for 3 weeks for lashing out at her bullier, her attacker, and she killed herself over that 3-week period. And bullying, depression, stress kills people.
Literally,
it will kill you. Like, stress literally took over my whole entire life, but you don't recognize that it's stress.
Right.
You just, I just had a bad day at work. No, it's stress. Like, you need to understand those triggers, and how you change, from being this one person to be another person. It will kill you. Depression will kill you.
If you don't seek help.
You have to seek help. Like, you have to. But people who are in depth of depression don't think about seeking help.
Yeah. They don't think they're depressed.
No, they don't think they're depressed. Like me, I was like, oh, I don't even know what depression is, and I did, but I wasn't wanting to put that on myself.
Right.
I warranted my depression of stress when it was the other way around.
Right.
And so just people's past in general, not having enough money,
right.
Hate their job. Like, it could be anything that you would think of that will bother any normal human being can put you in a situation where you're just like, life would be better without me.
Okay. So what do you do when a family member or friend has mentioned to you that they are contemplating suicide?
I think that's, a positive thing that they feel comfortable,
right.
Talking to you about that, because that's a inkling that they really want assistance and they want help. They just don't know how to get it. And
right.
so a lot of suicide victims suffer from feeling like their voice was taken from them by their situation. Rather, they're in the trenches or depression or whatever, like, it takes their voice from them. So if they feel comfortable talking to you, I would not run to my family members and tell them, like, she's thinking of taking her own life, sit down and talk to them about what has gotten them in that place, because
right.
there may be something that you can say that can help to heal, or that they just want somebody to talk to and feel alone. And that's the majority of suicide victims. They feel by themselves because here they are suffering from something, and it's like nobody gets it. That's the mindset we have. Nobody gets it. But if they're coming to you, we always have a responsibility to tell someone, well, you're the person that they want to tell. I would, call the suicide hotline. And let them know that, I have a family member, so that they could come out and do a risk assessment, because they would know, like, what's their accessibility to things that can take them out. And they,
right.
They're trained professionals for that. Therapy is also really good. And for a family member or friend, be that person that will go with them and hold their hand and say, hey, you're not in this alone. I know right now it doesn't feel good to you, but I found this therapist that really help you, and I want to go with you, and just
right.
kind of be a participant in that healing.
Right. What do you think is a huge misconception about suicide?
That it has a face.
Yep, I've heard that before.
That we're like wearing some type of face, or we're wearing some type of post-it note that says that I'm suicidal. Majority of the happiest people that you're going to see are probably really stuck in the trenches and suffering. And so the biggest thing for me is that it has a face, but it really doesn't.
Right.
So.
And I like that you said that, because most of the time we call people emo mm-hmm. or gothic. Mm-hmm. And those people are the most comfortable people in their own skin.
Absolutely.
So that's perfect that you said it has no face. So Bianca, now I want to get just a little bit of your advice. What would you tell someone who thinks that their life does not matter or hold any value?
Well, I mean, everybody says it's worth it. It's valuable. I mean, you should know that you're valuable, but some people don't know it. And so what I would tell them is to find the beautiful pieces of their life that they do remember. And let's embrace on that. Let's embark on that. Let's find a way to implement that in their lives daily, because we all feel at some point that life is just, it's horrible, because we go through seasons, we go through different things that challenge us as human beings, challenge our faith, and people challenge our motives and things. And so, everybody's life is worth living. And I tell people all the time, like, your purpose here on earth is not for you. And so find out who those people are that you're supposed to touch, and use whatever it is that you're going through at that point to touch somebody else. Because while you're helping others, you're actually helping yourself. And that's what I had to tell myself, was that if I would be gone right now, like, I would not have touched the lives of the people right now, these kids that see me and say, you know what, like, I can't. I just can't do it. I can't, because I'm watching you help me, and I want to help somebody else. So develop a relationship with yourself, and know that you are valuable, even when those times are tough. Like, be able to talk yourself down and say, I know I'm valuable. I know I have purpose, and I can do this.
All right. So Bianca, another piece of advice. What would you tell someone who is currently contemplating suicide or has attempted to commit suicide?
Get help. Just get help. At some point it's going to get better, right? And maybe not right now, and maybe not in a month, maybe not in a year, but if you have a strong support system, find a support system. Tell somebody, give yourself the power, because a lot of people that suffer from suicide don't feel they have the power to stop themselves, because they're so in deep with, I'm done. But if you realize how powerful you actually are to be the CEO of your own life, regardless of what mom did, regardless of what my past looked like, that you don't realize how powerful you are and how much you can just take yourself out of this. No, it won't be easy, but you have to get the help. You have to vocalize it. You have to talk about it. If you don't do those things, you are going to, really just either stay stuck, or you're going to end up, just going on ahead with the action.
All right. Okay, Bianca, what can we as everyday citizens do every day to work to prevent suicide?
Educate yourselves on mental health itself, and there are signs of different mental disabilities that you can see.
Yeah.
And I challenge people's feelings. So I tell people all the time, like, yeah, I'm fine. Okay, what does I'm fine mean to you?
Right.
What does that look like? What does okay? Everybody's okay, but what does okay really look like to you? Are you really okay? So I tell people all the time, challenge your friends and their feelings, because you never know. Just be there. Be a listening ear. Don't tell people that it's, gonna be okay, or don't tell people that it could be worse. Just be there. Be a listening ear. And volunteer at different mental hospitals so that you can understand and be a vessel for somebody that's struggling. And I think that's one of the biggest things.
Okay. All right. So Bianca, my last question is more of an empowering question.
Okay.
Can you tell us 2 to 3 reasons why you are glad to still be alive?
Oh, yes. Life is amazing. It's been a journey, but I found my purpose. I found my passion, and I found an amazing support system that every day I can call and say, y'all, I'm just having problems, and I need help. But the biggest thing was that I found my purpose for living, and that was to help people. And rather it was with suicide or trauma, but just to be a voice. And so that was my biggest thing. Life is worth living, and so I should be here, and I'm glad I'm here.
That's perfect. So you found your purpose for living, and you found your purpose through living.
Absolutely.
So Bianca, thank you so much for today's interview. Can you please tell everyone how they can keep up with you?
Yes, so you can go to my Instagram. It's crying.voice.project. You need the dots to follow us, or you can go to www.cryingvoiceproject.org, where you can volunteer, send us a question, or give us a call if you need any assistance. We're here. We're all trained professionals. And also, just in the upcoming months, September actually to be exact, we're preparing for Suicide Prevention Month. So there will be activities. Be out on the lookout and get involved.
All right. Well, everyone, we heard such great information from Bianca today. She was very vulnerable to us, and we're so appreciative of that because it helped us all to learn something, I hope. We thank you all for tuning in, and we hope that you guys learned something new about suicide prevention, and please share with your family and friends. All right, everyone. Have it. Whatever.